Why do you support Donald Trump?
The no tax on overtime is pretty cool. I'll take it. I'll take it.
So the no tax on overtime was specifically a deduction 12,500 from your income. So it's not that you get 12,500. It's just that you get to deduct your taxable income by 12,500,
Yeah, good.
and
That's
it's
another
only for a
what?
few years.
5, 6 grand in my pocket. Good. I'll take it.
5, 6 grand. Okay, interesting. But like if we want to reference 12,500 in terms of overtime, right? You're saying that that is justified given the level of amount of money that it takes from people who are in the low and middle class, while giving disproportionate massive tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. This overall policy, right, takes from the bottom 20% of income earners, decreases their after-tax income by hundreds of dollars per year, right? And then gives massive tax breaks that disproportionately give tax breaks to the rich and wealthy in the top 1%. So how do you think that that's good policy? Also, given that it adds 3.4 trillion to the debt,
I'm pretty sure I'm in the lower middle class, but you know, I'll take the extra 5, 6 grand
that wouldn't be five,
cash.
6 grand if you're in the lower middle class, because that your top, it's you all you would save is your top effective tax rate. I mean, top marginal tax rate. Sorry,
You can deduct up to 12.5 thousand, right?
12,500. Yeah, so you'll save whatever your top marginal tax rate is because that's what you would have paid otherwise on that income.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
all
what
you.
I'm
So,
saying.
okay, so then so just take whatever your top marginal tax rate is, and then multiply that by 12,500. That's how much more money that you'd get, right? And that in itself, by itself, in isolation, is a good policy, but it's not in isolation. We have to look at the overall effect of the bill. It adds 3.4 trillion dollars to the debt, and it also it makes us worse off in terms of taking money from the poorest Americans and giving to the richest Americans. It takes over 10 million people off their health insurance and millions off food stamps.
Good.
You think that's good?
You know how many people are abusing that? Good.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. How are they abusing it?
Abusing food stamps and I've seen it
How
firsthand,
are they
man.
abusing food stamps? I mean, how much
Well,
do you think
people
that they're
staying
getting for food
on it,
stamps?
fucking milking the shit out of it, so that new people can't come on it. Good, kick them off.
Okay, what do
If
you
the
mean
people that
people are
actually need it,
milking it?
get
What are you
on
talking about?
it. Huh?
What are you talking about? People are milking it.
Pumping out kids and you know,
You don't want people to have
I've
children?
seen it
I
firsthand.
thought you said there's a fertility crisis in this. Wait, or I thought you would think that there was a fertility crisis in this country, right? Birth rates have been low. Why wouldn't you want people to have more kids?
I don't think that you should have kids just to get food stamps,
That's not what they're
just
doing.
to. Okay, I've seen it firsthand, Parker.
Really, really. Because I mean,
I have.
that's yeah, dude. That because that's everyone under your view, right? You think everyone's doing that, and you think that this bill is specifically targeting people who do that. Can you explain to
I
me how
damn
this
hope
bill
so.
specifically Oh, you don't even know? How does this bill specifically target people who are on the system who shouldn't be on the system?
I'm not sure the.
You're not sure? So
I don't
like
even agree with
so
that.
if you don't know that your cuts are cutting off people in which specifically don't deserve it, well then you're cutting off a lot of people that do deserve it, and you think that's okay? To give tax
Why don't
breaks
I
to
get food
millionaires and
stamps?
billionaires?
Why don't I get food stamps?
Do you think that it should be extended to you?
If other people get it, sure. I'm the one paying for the
Do you
fucking.
meet within the income thresholds? Do you
I
qualify?
don't know what I don't know what the income thresholds are.
Okay. Well then you should go check if you want to go see if you qualify.
Do you know what they are?
I'd
Why
have
do I
to
have to
go check
qualify?
back the income qualifications. Well, it's also something that constantly changes based upon cost of living adjustments and inflation.
Okay, great. I don't know. I think everybody should be kicked off that.
You think everyone should be kicked off, so there should be no food stamps.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, so no food stamps. So So you'd be okay with people starving in this country if they can't afford it?
I mean, they can get a better job.
So your response to them is just get a job. So if they don't, you think they should. Well, I have a question.
Of course not.
Do you think okay if prisoners don't work in prison, should they go to jail? I mean, should they die or should they be given
If
food?
prisoners don't work in jail, should they?
If prisoners don't work in jail, should they not get food?
Sure.
They don't get food. So So effectively, you're saying that every single person in prison should be they should be forced to work without their consent.
No, I feel like if somebody's not eating, it's
What?
All right, here, let me hold on one second. Let me readjust. Okay, right. So your question was, should prisoners die if they don't work?
Yeah.
Right.
Should prisoners not be given food if they don't work? Because if
So
you're
do you think
because
when the prisoners are stopped getting fed, do you think that they'll want to work?
I'm just asking you. I think that we should give food to people even if they're in prison, regardless of whether or not they work. And if we should apply that for people who are in prison, why wouldn't we apply that to people in general? Like, explain to me why not.
Well, why didn't you answer my question there?
Well, you should answer my question. Should we not be providing food if prisoners don't work?
Sure. Yeah.
So you'd let them just starve?
No, I feel like if a prisoner is not being fed because they're not working, that will make them work.
Let's say they don't work though. Would you be okay with them starving?
It's their choice, I guess.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
if they have the ability to work and they don't get fed over it, and that's the rules or whatever, then sure. I mean,
okay. So they should starve to. Okay. What about babies? Should babies like starve to? Like should women specifically like have to like take care of babies in the womb, for example? Under your view, are you pro-life?
should babies have to take care of the
No.
babies?
Should you have to take care of babies in the womb? That's what I'm asking you. Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life, yeah.
So there's an obligation to take care of the baby in the womb, but there's no obligation when it's outside of the womb. Do you realize how ridiculous that seems? Do you realize how ridiculous? So you have the obligation when they're in the womb, but as soon as they're outside of the womb, fuck them, let them die. What? Hello?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's literally
Um,
exactly what you're saying.
I don't think a woman should. I don't think a family or whatever should have a kid if they can't support the kid.
Okay, but you think that society should support the kid if they can't, right? We wouldn't let
I
the
think.
kid, right? You wouldn't let the kid starve to. Right?
Well, that's why there's adoption and fostering
No,
and
that's why there's food stamps, right? That's why there's governmental programs to ensure these particular things. And foster care, are you saying that should be governmental funded? Do you want to pay for that? I thought you were just saying we should cut everyone off of food stamps because they're taking advantage of it. Oh, then you're going to complain that people are taking advantage of that system. What? Make up your mind.
What do you mean make up my mind?
Make up your. You don't even know what your own view is.
Your point was should prisoners they don't work, right? And that's saying that the rule of the prison is that you won't feed or you won't eat if you don't work. Okay?
I think most people. Here.
Eating,
I'll give you the reason
right?
why I brought up that example. I think most people would say that we should provide food for prisoners that don't work. Right. That seems pretty like obvious. And if you
Right,
think
but
that
that's
we should
already the
provide
standard.
food for prisoners that don't work, why wouldn't we do that for everyone in general? Like, I think that just seems very obvious. You know what I mean? It's very obvious that we should provide food for everyone in general to ensure that they have enough
I think the
food to
difference
eat,
with that
regardless of
is-
whether or not they work.
the difference with
Everyone,
that is
every
the
dude,
prison is in a
radical
box.
radical take. I know it's absurd to you. Everyone should eat. Oh, crazy take, right? Radical take. Everyone should eat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everyone should eat. Radical take. Do you realize
Why
how
don't I
insane
get
you
food
sound?
stamps? Why don't I get food stamps?
Dude, if you need food stamps, you'll get it. The point was that you shouldn't be so greedy and selfish that you want to literally for like $5,000, you're willing to strip 10 plus million people off their health insurance.
Sure.
Yeah, and millions of people off their food stamps. You don't you want to take care of people?
Well, I want to take care of myself first
What
of all.
I have a
First
question.
off,
If it was free, would you say that you would want everyone to have food stamps? If it was
free for me.
Yeah, if everyone got it for free. Like if it didn't cost the government anything to provide the service.
It doesn't cost the government anything. It costs
Yes, it
costs
does.
the workers.
Okay, obviously the government pays on behalf of the worker. So you understand what I'm saying, right? If it didn't cost anything in a real setting, like it didn't cost anything, if it was free and everyone just got food, it spawned in from heaven, okay? It spawned in from the sky. Would you say that people should have access to it?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so if it was at no cost, then it should be. Well, actually, it's saving you money to ensure that everyone was covered because it wouldn't be adding the $3.4 trillion to the debt that it would be that's existing under the big beautiful bill.
I still get my no tax and overtime for
So
12.5K.
you're willing to sell out millions of people. You don't care about your society. You don't love America. You're not America
What are
first.
you talking
You don't
about?
give you're yourself first. You're a greedy. You're just incredibly greedy. You're a
Not
greedy
really. I work
person.
hard
That's
for
what like it's ridiculous. Like you should care about people that in your society. Like you shouldn't want them to starve to death. You know, like you shouldn't be so greedy and selfish that you care about what like $3,000 you're gonna get over like
Six.
people like literally like not having any food, right, and literally not getting access to health insurance, which puts them a greater likelihood of because 45 to 68,000 American lives are lost every single year due to lack of health insurance. And if you strip 10 million plus people off their health insurance, that will literally lead to more people. Are you Christian?
Am I Christian?
Yeah.
I don't see where that has come into anything.
I'm just asking, are you Christian? Do you believe
Point
that
is,
Jesus
I don't.
do you
If
believe
you want to know
Jesus
what, I think
Christ
it
is
was.
do you believe Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
So back to our point,
Oh,
right?
wait, by the way, if you believe and you don't acknowledge it right now, that is literally going against your own religion. I hope you know that.
Well, I don't see where that has to go. Has to do with
Can you just
anything
answer? Are
in
you
this
Christian?
conversation.
Are you Christian? Do you believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
I don't see where that has to do with anything in
I
this
promise you, I
conversation.
promise you
I
it's
don't think
relevant.
religion
I promise
and
you it's
politics
relevant.
cannot be.
I no, I understand, but I promise you it's relevant.
Great, but we can talk about that after, right? We're talking about this
No, no,
one
no, we'll
thing,
talk about
and
it
you're
just
gonna
real quick. I just want to
put a
clarify.
hypothetical.
Are you a Christian?
I do go to church, yeah.
So you're Christian. So by the
I
way,
go to church, yeah.
this is a Christian. This is a Christian advocating for people to starve because they don't work. Do you think that God would say that's good policy, given that he quite frankly dropped manna from
I don't see where that
heaven?
has to do with
He
anything in this
dropped
conversation.
manna from heaven.
I don't see where that has to do with anything in this conversation. You know what I mean? I'm talking
What do you
about because
mean?
I
What
don't
do you
even.
think? Do
I
you
don't
not
think
care
anything
about?
should be.
Do you not care about providing for your like neighbors? Like love thy neighbor. Hello. You only remember the
I
bad
just don't see
aspects
where that has
of.
to do with anything in this
You only
conversation.
remember the bad aspects of religion, of like forcing people to go through pregnancies. If we're talking about abortion access, because you want to force your religion upon other people, but you don't want to talk about religion's influence when you're talking about literally providing food for people who can't provide it for themselves.
They can't provide it for themselves.
In that
Do you
context,
think
yeah.
everybody on food stamps can't get a job?
No, I'm saying that they don't have the money to be able to provide it for themselves in that certain context. They don't meet the certain income threshold. So it is the case that they
Yeah.
should have extra
You're saying
supplementation and help so
all
that they can get access to it.
awesome, but you're saying that all people on food stamps, or at least every single person on the whatever you said, 10 million people, whatever, can't go and get a good job.
I'm saying that we can incentivize people to go out and get jobs, but not at the threat of them. Yeah, I would.
You
I
really
yeah,
can't,
you go ahead and
because they're gonna milk
incentivize.
their
You can,
dad.
dude. I promise you, you can find other ways to incentivize people to work other than saying you're gonna starve to. Like Jesus Christ, dude, that is really fucked up. Think about this for 1 second. You're saying that people should starve to.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, you're literally arguing for people to starve to. Like, do you realize how insane that of a take that is? Like,
People to get a job. That's what I'm saying.
no,
I'm arguing for
if you
people
want
to
people to
get
get
a
a
job.
job, fair, right? That is totally separate. And you should say, let's find other incentives to get people to go find, right, the want to go get a job in that context, not through the context of forcing them by saying they're going to starve to death otherwise. Seriously, think about it. Don't force people that way. Find other ways. Find more healthy and positive ways to incentivize people to get jobs.
What's a healthy and positive way, Parker?
Yeah, giving community within the context of jobs. People find a community within jobs, right? Giving purpose in the context of jobs. Giving people good pay, right?
Great.
And also,
But
like,
like,
there
if I
are
was
there are
just
plenty
getting
of people
handed,
in the world that
I was
can't
just
work as
getting
well, and
handed
those people
everything,
should
right?
wait for people who can't work. Should they be taken care of?
For people that can't, yeah,
Okay.
totally. For people that absolutely physically can't work, I think they should be taken care of. Yeah.
Okay, just making
But
sure.
that has to do with a lot of other things. That has to do with like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, for those people, and you want to know what also has a little soft side too is
Okay, I have a
single
question.
mothers,
If an 18 year
single
old wasn't
mothers,
working, right,
kids.
and didn't want to go out and work, would you let them starve to an 18-year-old?
They're perfectly able to work, perfectly
Yep,
healthy.
perfectly able, perfectly healthy. They just don't want to work right now. Would you let them starve to?
I think that would make them work. Correct.
No, I'm saying given that they won't work.
But I think it will make them work. Is what I'm saying.
Giving you a connotation in which that's not true.
How is that not true?
I'm giving you a hypothetical in which that's the case. Like in that situation, what would you do? What would you say?
If there was an 18-year-old that was perfectly healthy, that was on their own,
Would you say that they
that
should
didn't want
starve
to
to?
work,
Yeah,
or lazy or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. 18-year-old. Would
Yeah,
you?
totally.
You'd be okay with an 18-year-old starving to?
I think it would make them work. I don't think they would starve to. I think they would go find a job. For
So
an 18-year-old that was disabled or had, autism or had,
hold
you
up, hold
know,
up, hold up,
birth defects that
hold
couldn't
up,
work,
hold up,
they
hold
should
up,
be taken care of.
hold up. So I'm saying again, you would just be okay with 18-year-olds that chose not to work, that had no one to take care of them, starving to because they chose not to work. You'd be okay with that?
I don't think they
You
would.
would you would say as a Christian, we should provide a baseline for them. Maybe in the future we could incentivize them to work through other means, but we shouldn't do that by saying that they should starve.
Parker, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say here.
I am understanding what you're trying to say, and I'm saying that what you're saying is incredibly toxic behavior. It's incredibly a toxic way to
It's
think.
not.
No, no, it really is. It really is. It's an incredibly greedy, selfish, and toxic way to think because you want people to starve because you
That's not
want
what I'm
them to
saying at
go
all.
and
I want
work.
people to get
You want to
jobs.
incentivize people to work to a greater extent. You can find other ways to do that. Don't do it by starving people. That's ridiculous. No one in the richest country in the history of the world should starve to death. Not a single person, regardless of whether or not they work. We can find other ways to incentivize people to work. Seriously.
Like,
And this is,
like
by the
what?
way, this is an atheist telling you to do
If
that.
there's 18-year-olds that are perfectly healthy
Do you
and
understand that
they're
you understand
ready to
that you
go, that
understand that
don't
you
want to
get
work, then
other
there's no way.
amenities in society by going out and working. So there are clear incentives that exist. We just need to provide a baseline of community that cares for everyone to ensure that people have that baseline to then go out and work. And it is a reality that when you provide these social safety nets, that people are able to then go out and work at greater extents. So the idea that you want to force people and say that like, oh, we should get them to starve to right, specifically because they don't work, is actually ridiculous. It's cruel,
Okay,
right? And it's not
let me
how you
ask you
should
this.
treat your fellow Americans.